Should you buy a wired or wireless headset in 2023? I would say I would go with a wireless headset because it's better and you don't have to worry about cable management. But what do you think?
Low key, I've been playing this the Quest 2 with the cable right lately. Like, cause it's good to have fast Wi-Fi, but on rainy days or certain days where your Wi-Fi isn't as good, you can really see your headset start like shifting, it starts lagging pretty much. And basically, having a wire really saved me a lot of time with having like to rejoin the game because of keep lagging out and stuff. Personally, I think I like wires more because I don't really struggle with the wires. Like I can move around freely. Like for some people, you might stumble upon them, bro. I'm like in my mind, they're always there. So I just know they're there, so I don't step on them, nothing. So I'm pretty sure it really comes down to like, you think your Wi-Fi will be good enough to like to handle being the wireless, and if you think like some days it might work and some might not, like save yourself some time, get yourself a wired headset. You don't really lose a lot, to be honest.
It's
That's
interesting
what I
how,
think.
well, that means you use a wireless headset, but you rather use the wire, correct? That's what you do?
I use a wireless headset, but right now I'd rather use wired. Right now
Okay.
it's wired. It's running pretty good.
So that means you prefer wired over wireless, right? Or do you still prefer wireless, but sometimes you prefer wired? Or what do you mean by that?
If you're doing something casual, do wireless. But if you want to do something like, by casual I mean you want to play a game where you have to like move a lot and everything, yeah, don't go wired. But if you just want to like sit down, enjoy like VR chat, look around, it looks really good, but you're not really moving a lot, then go wired because now it gives you like everything looks better and it doesn't look choppy. So it really comes out to occasion, depending what you're doing.
Yeah, I would say that too. Um, so if you just want to relax, then a wireless one, actually, to be honest, a wireless one is better for people who are not even creating content. Even for people who don't have fast Wi-Fi, or because you'll end up lagging if you're trying to stream games. You know how you can do like Game Pass? They have something close to a Game Pass for headsets, so you might have a better experience wired than wireless if your Wi-Fi is not fast enough. For me, I use wired, but
Exactly.
I do get tired of it. Do you get tired of wired? Like, do you sometimes wish it was all wireless, or do you prefer everything just wired? Because I prefer it if it were wireless, but there isn't a headset like the Valve Index that makes me want to switch yet. What about you?
Well, you already know I'm using the Quest 2 right now.
Yeah.
I could go wireless or wired. Right now, I choose to stay wired just because I'm not being active. But if I go play like a different game where I'm being active, or in game for VR chat where being active, then I'll definitely take off the wire.
All right. So since we're talking about headsets and we're talking about wired, do you recommend someone to buy a laptop or a PC for VR?
That's the thing. I feel like if you want to play VR and you got into the point where you want to choose playing PC VR, a laptop is not gonna do you that much good. I think it's gonna cause you many problems with it overheating or just being noisy in the corner of your room while you're like standing in the middle playing your games. A PC can help you, like it may not, because some new laptops are stronger than my PC, but even then they're still 20 times louder. So I still reckon getting a PC will be better in the long run because you won't have to risk it getting overheating a lot like
Yeah,
you would on a laptop, of course.
yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right. The biggest one for me has to be the noise, but of course, again, it's the heat too. But first talking about the noise, it could affect your gameplay overall. Like people can be like, "Hey, bro, like I can hear your mic, bro. Like, what is that? You have a fan next to you or something?" You know, you could get something like that. You ever ran
not
into
even
it?
that,
Go
but
ahead.
if it starts overheating too much, you might start lagging.
Or worse,
That's the thing. Yep.
yeah.
It'll affect the lifespan of your laptop too.
Plus, with most
No,
laptops, you
I've run
can't.
into people where that.
You run in.
My
Yeah.
bad.
No, go ahead. It's like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I've ran into people like that. Yeah, I
Go ahead.
ran into people where I'm trying to talk to them and all I hear is a little fan, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, you good? Like, can you back away? Like, I'm trying to hear you. And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, my bad. Like it's my PC overheating over there. I'm like, ah, you cool, bro? Don't worry about it. Like, it could ruin some immersion to the game,
Yeah. It's
but it's not completely overwhelming. It's more like you want your laptop to last as long as possible.
that too, because
Like that's what it comes all about.
yeah, because even if you buy a new PC and not a used one, a laptop, I mean, still have to deal with the overheat and the noise, and then like you said, it just gets rid of the immersion someone has when playing. Like you don't want to hear that, especially when there's an open mic. So yeah, and plus most laptops you can't even upgrade them, right? They're not like the framework laptop, so like where you can upgrade certain parts of it. Unlike a PC, like you said, you have a PC. If you want to deal with the noise, just get better fans like Noctua or get a better case to deal with the heat, you know? So overall, yeah. Um,
Exactly.
the way I would recommend someone to buy for VR between a laptop and a PC, I would definitely say a PC. It's just better. What about you?
Definitely a PC. It'll definitely last you longer. You can upgrade it whenever you want. Instead of having to spend it with a laptop, you get a $700 laptop. You want to upgrade to a better one, you got to spend like 800 again just for it to be slightly better. Or just get a PC. You want to upgrade something, waste like 100, $200, and it's already way better than it was before. So I think it's PC all the way.
Yeah, so if we were to talk about laptops, right? Would you recommend someone to buy a laptop or a Steam Deck for VR? Now we're talking about someone who likes gaming. They bought the laptop for gaming purposes. So would you recommend them buying like a laptop or a Steam Deck?
I'd say the laptop would definitely be better just because of the life expectancy on it. Just because it'll last a little bit longer than it would on the Steam Deck. I know the Steam Deck can handle some VR games, maybe, but I feel like a laptop will just last you like a little bit longer.
Yeah, you're right.
What do you
Yeah,
think?
yeah. I would say as of right now, I would say the Steam Deck is definitely. Reason for it is because look at the Quest Pro and Quest 2. They didn't use that much power. And if we're talking about someone who wants to get into VR, but also just uses it for video games, you could use a Steam Deck kind of with a monitor, like a PC. So technically like a laptop, right? Um, the thing about that would be that like you said, a laptop would be better depending which one you get, but you could be spending more money. While on a Steam Deck, you could be spending less than $500, you know? And then besides that, you'll be able to play like games like in handheld and stuff like that. But either way, it depends on the person. What game do you play the most in VR?
Currently, VR chat, just because I like joining games just to look around. To be honest, like and even on the map we are right now, you can't really see that much, but it just looks good to just like stand there looking like being places you've never been before. Not because you can't go, but because they don't really exist. You know what I mean? So I
So
feel like VR chat really just brings that immersion like so far out of like any other game I've played so far.
those who don't know what VR chat is, it's just where you can join different world. It ain't just me and him sitting and chatting. Like, Gecko, do you have any like cool worlds besides that you just look at the thing? Did you actually physically virtually do something like racing or something? that you can do in VR chat, or is it just chatting?
Oh, yes. It brings me to my favorite map so far that I found. It's basically this place from an anime I used to watch. It's called Initial D. I already finished it. That's why I said I don't watch it no more. But basically, it's a Toge scenario where you pretty much they give you like there's cars you can choose. You can drive actually. It gives you the steering wheel. You can shift from all. It has what's it called 6 gears, right? And you can also drift, which is it's kind of hard, but not really. You gotta get used to it. But so like you can do that. Like you can raise. Like you can't just like talk to people like I'm doing with Stig right now. You can actually raise. You can play. I don't know if y'all seen the movie in Tron. They have like the little disc where they fight each other using like swords or like they'll be throwing them and stuff. Well, you can actually do that. There's also like a world where you can go do that. It's pretty fun. I played it like 3 times. Once with Stick, like 2 times by myself. There's Spider-Mans where you can just go swing around the city. There's a bunch of things you can do. It's not necessarily just talking. Like yeah, you can talk, but there's way too many things to do. You can't really go over them all in one day. What do you think? What's your favorite map?
I would say my favorite map so far. Actually, first let me answer the first one, which is which one do I play the most right now? I would say that definitely has to go to VR chat because there isn't that many cool games right now at the moment. Like I know there's a game called Veil, right? Was that the game where it's like it's kind of like a CS:GO type of game?
Oh,
Um,
Bell, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, and then there was what was that other one? It was like Sword Art Online. I got the name of it. Uh, but it was some type of Sword Art Online game where my
Horizon?
controller
No.
on a Horizon.
Horizon?
The Horizon?
Was it Horizon?
I
Is
don't
it
know.
Horizon?
It was kind of like Sword Art Online, and people were
Probably.
hyping it up like crazy. And that game died. No offense, I don't play it no more. It couldn't
Don't,
keep me there to keep
don't
playing
believe
it.
Stick. Don't believe
So
Stick. He's lying. He sucks
that's
at the
just
game.
yeah, because my controllers wouldn't work like properly. Like I have the Valve Index and it wouldn't even work for some reason. It was weird. I couldn't even use my abilities. So it's just like okay. Then another one will be Veil, and Veil is like I don't think I had fun in it. Like it was cool, but I feel like if I don't, kind of pay to win, if you don't buy the accessories, you won't have as much fun. Um, the game is still fun either way, but it's like it's not a game that makes me want to play like how like, I just started getting back into Warzone, right? Or like how CS:GO 2 is about to be released. I'm gonna get back into CS:GO 2, right? And basically, kind of like first-person shooters, but they're all 2D, you know. So there isn't enough other games. Like let's say if we're talking about FPS, um, 2D, I have so many cool games. It makes me want to stay. But in VR, they don't have that much. To the point where the only reason VR chat is the one I play the most is because, well, that's how we do content. Other than that, um, there's no other reason why I wouldn't want to play this. I have more fun playing 2D games at the moment. But since we're on the topic of that, do you spend more time in basically 2D games or in VR? Or which one would you like to spend more if you could decide that?
Right now, how things are, I feel like 2D games just feel a little bit better. Just because creators are not really spending that much time evolving the potentials of what could be a good VR game. Like, there's a lot of possibilities that right now I don't feel like anybody's taking. Like, there's VR, like they're doing something good. I feel like they could make better games out there with like a good like a badass story. Like good graphics and everything, good combat. I feel like nobody's taking advantage of VR so far. I just feel like right now, yeah, like 2D games, but in the future, I feel like I won't be able to leave VR. I can see a lot of things coming up in the future. What do you think?
I mean, you're talking about the future, right? And all that. When you talk about that, do you mean 5 to 10 years from now, or even less. Because the way it is, yes, we have more headsets, but we have even competition for the Quest Pro, and then we have talking about the Quest 3 being released soon, right? Which will be an upgrade from the Quest 2. But the way things are going, there is in games. Like even if the Quest 3 gets released, people are gonna buy it are the ones who have the Quest 2. But to be honest, there isn't that many games that makes me want to say yes. There's creator maps that you can play, but like what games? You know what I mean? So like, how many years do you think? 'Cause so far, I think maybe in 2025 we'll probably see that more people will get into VR. What do you think? What year?
Yeah, it's a couple of years, maybe 2025, 2024. I feel like people can start looking out for VR more. Not a lot, but lately around I've seen more people get interested in VR, like going to public areas. You see, I've seen people get there's more demos, more things like where it gets you to test out VR. I feel like it's not gonna take that long before someone goes like, "Hey, we gotta make a good game in VR." So I give it like, yeah, 2024, 2025. Maybe if something happens 2026, but it's gonna be there. It's gonna be here. It's not gonna be in 5 to 10 years. It's gonna be pretty soon.
Right, since you're talking about pretty soon, what genre of video games? Do you think it's gonna be an FPS game, like Sword Art Online, maybe RPG, maybe a trivia game, or like some type of Among Us game? Like, what game do you think is gonna make people like, okay, this is it. Let's focus more on VR. Like, you know how Call of Duty Black Ops 2 was the kickoff for like Call of Duty and stuff, and everyone was playing Call of Duty, like stuff like that. Like, what do you think is gonna basically what genre? That's what I mean. What genre is gonna be the one that makes everyone be like, yes, finally a triple A game of this genre is gonna make me want to play VR.
I'd say an MMO, just because most MMOs have a good what's it called, a good reputation of always like kicking off pretty strong. The way they work, level do quests, get stuff, level up, so you can do quests, level up, and then get more stuff to do quests. I feel like that's always been a thing when it comes to games. Not necessarily like older games, but in the newer games is mostly do quests, get stuff, level up, do more quests. And I feel like a good MMO is gonna kick VR off. I don't feel like FPS are gonna be a kickoff for VR just because it's too active. Not everybody can handle all the lag. You know what I mean? From handling like too many people. So I feel like it's gonna be like some MMO where you can just do things at your own pace, and maybe later on, heavy multiplayer FPS games. That's where
Okay,
it's gonna
so
be after.
you said MMO. That's what tricks. It makes me get confused because a lot of people think when MMO. Because the first thing, let's be honest, when someone says MMO, they're like, "You're talking about Sword Art Online," but I'm like, bro, it's gonna take way too long. So when you talk about MMO, do you mean a game someone's gonna make, or a game someone's gonna make first in 2D, meaning like console gaming, like let's say Elden Ring, but then they enable VR? Do you mean it like that, or just strictly VR game? Like, would you want that game to be like crossplay or a modded, or are you talking about like a full game only dedicated for VR?
I feel like a full game, and maybe I feel like at first it might start like a single player type MMO, or they can go straight into a multiplayer. I feel like a good MMO can always be single player. Like if you can get a single player MMO to be good, like Skyrim. Take Skyrim for example. That game, it's a single player game, and it made so many people want to play that game multiplayer, and it never became a thing. They're like, you don't have to be multiplayer for it to be a good game. That's what I'm trying to say. And I feel like that's what's gonna kick off a good VR game, a good single player game that everybody's gonna want to play in multiplayer. I feel that that's gonna be the starter.
So you mean
Solely
it's
solely VR.
so it's not gonna okay, so you want a game that's like MMO, right? But what you're saying right now is like you're saying a single plane open world Skyrim type of game that becomes an MMO. Is that what you mean? Yeah.
Basically,
Oh,
yeah.
basically, okay. Um, that's the only way, because that's the only way I see it. I don't think it's gonna be an FPS because Vale, even though it has content creators behind it, it has amazing stuff. I'm talking. This game is really good for those who want to play it. I think it's a good game. Both me and Gecko can agree. We had actually fun in it. But I'm saying, even though they're making events and there's like YouTubers, I think there's a YouTuber behind it. That's not gonna be the game that makes everyone want to go to VR. It hasn't yet. Nor is the new season gonna make it better. Um, to the point where people will want to play a transition from old style to VR. Um, but I agree with you. It has to be an RPG, Skyrim, MMO game because I think we all want to explore, and VR is going to be the reason why we want to explore. Or what do you think?
Exactly. No, yeah, definitely. I feel like VR is the best way to play a game that's based off exploring, fighting, slashing, cutting, like RPG MMO. So definitely, like I feel like once somebody makes a successful game like that, that has like not realistic graphics, but maybe early like RPG games, MMORPG graphics, like oh, what's that one game called? Well, just an MMORPG, like just exploring. That's the only thing that's gonna make the game. And then there's the combat, and then you're gonna be what's called the quest, the items. I feel like that's what has to make the game a good game.
Either way, that was the conversation we had. Nice talking to you, bro, about it. Yeah, VR is gonna definitely has a lot of potential. If you're listening to this, watching it, if you're watching it, definitely stay tuned and watch. Listening to it, then definitely go to the main channel and just check it out, which is be a playlist on channel at Stick VTuber. That's it. You can just basically search it up and it should pop up and it's a playlist by itself. Of course, this is Gecko. As always, Jesus Christ loves you, and I hope you have a blessed. Stay blessed.